So I was looking through the internet, just minding my own business. Then I came across the new Snow White. At first I thought, it's probably just another one of Disney's reboots, because for all I know, that's what they've been up to as of late. Then I found out the person who is playing Snow White doesn't even like the character itself, and that a whole wall of controversy was going to follow this entire movie. Rachel Zegler, who is cast as Snow White, is supposed to be Disney's new up-and-coming star for their new real-life action film. But I guess she didn't get the message, because she literally did everything in her power to make it seem like she didn't want the role at all. As you know, the older Disney version has Snow White as a white person, and Zegler's not white, I guess. So controversy was already going to swing its ugly head. And I think with every one of these live action movies, there's always some criticism. But what really made things get a little interesting is when she kinda insulted the original version. Not because she thought it was boring, but because she thought it wasn't a role a woman should have. And that just pissed everyone off. She got heat from everywhere. And when I mean everywhere, I mean everything under the sun. She got heat from a lot of women because of what she had said. She got heat from Disney fans because she wouldn't stick to the story. And she got heat from everyone else because folks thought she was trying to push an agenda, which seems like she's trying to do. And this new version of Snow White, it seems like they're trying to go with the Brothers Grimm version of it, but there's a whole lot of stuff that's being changed around within this movie. Personally, I would like for Snow White to be a bit different than copying Disney's old remakes, but something doesn't feel right about this one. This feels more like a Maleficent kind of vibe without the prince. And I think everybody's kind of sick of it. But it's even worse when the son of Disney's right-hand man says that this film is absolutely trash and his father and Walt Disney will be turning in their graves. Aggressively. However, Disney probably would have let it happen if it meant making a lot of money from it. So that's kinda up in the air. Then there was the whole issue with the dwarves. In the new movie, the dwarves are not going to be dwarves. They're going to be magical beings or something of that nature. Now, you see, when people heard that literally threw this movie almost into the garbage can. Everybody was making jokes about this movie so badly that folks were saying the boss and her 7 diversity hires. That's just wild. And Peter Dinklage, who is a midget himself, even thought the story was backwards on his own end. Broski said, "I'm an actual midget and I hate this movie already." Of course, Disney didn't take kindly to that, and that was actually part of the reason why they started doing it in the first place. But then they started showing empathy for the dwarves in the community. Such a Disney thing to do. All they wanted was an opportunity, and you're just showing empathy, saying, "Yeah, bro, I feel you, but you're still not going to be in this movie." Like, that's just wrong. So now the movie consists of a queen and a princess without a prince or a king, and 7 magical creatures, which aren't even dwarves. And I can kinda understand if it was loosely based off the Brothers Grimm version, but this is so wrong. This feels like an extra season of Game of Thrones, except like 10 times worse. Some of the actors who are going to be in the movie aren't going to be in the actual movie. Like, it keeps getting worse as you read more into it. It's super crazy. This movie was supposed to be something that kind of got Disney off its back, but now it's more of a people need more opportunities kind of vibe, and it just went absolutely wrong. I mean, this isn't the first time something like this has happened before. People were all up in arms about The Little Mermaid. However, things kind of went through. And even though the movie had a lot of criticism to it, people liked it. It wasn't bad, it wasn't written differently, it was solid, and even though a few things changed, it was still kind of stuck to the story of what they originally had. Knowing Disney though, they're still going to push this movie whether Rachel Zegler likes it or not, even if it means kicking her out of the role. You see, Disney is in kind of a dire situation right now because of all their failed stuff and the amount of money that they're losing. Oh, they can't really afford for anything else to kind of go flop. So if that means kicking Rachel Zegler out of the movie, they're most definitely going to do that. Everything is a business nowadays, and if someone is bad for business, they will cut ties with them without a doubt. Regardless, this movie is already underperforming and it's not even really in the works yet. And if this continues, it might turn around and get swept out. But what do you guys think? Do you think this movie will actually come out? Do you think it will underperform? Will Rachel Zegler keep her role? Will the dwarves actually be dwarves? Will a kingdom even exist? Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. But in all seriousness, comment down below and tell me what you guys think. So while taking a break away from the social world, I was thinking about things to kind of improve my communication with you guys. Then an idea popped in my head. I decided that I would increase my presence on other platforms. So if you guys have any ideas or topics that you want me to cover, my email's right here, and it has the King DDD PFP. Really easy to find. Probably end up sending a message back to you the very same day. And I'll put something in the works. Aside from that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace!